Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to summarize the book, The Millionaire Next Door, by Thomas J. Stanley PhD and William D. DANKO, PhD. Stay tuned. Ever wondered how millionaires live their lives? Think they're all about flashy cars, luxury yachts, and designer clothes? Let's debunk that myth. What comes to mind when you think of a millionaire? Is it the glitz and glamour of Hollywood? The ostentatious displays of wealth? The lavish lifestyles of the rich and famous? Well, what if I told you that's not the reality for most millionaires? Intriguing, isn't it? This is the premise of the classic book, The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley Ph.D. and William D. DANKO Ph.D. Stanley and DANKO are renowned researchers who have spent their careers studying wealth, specifically the habits and characteristics of millionaires. Their book, based on extensive research, gives us a surprising and insightful peek into the lives of the real millionaires. So, who are these real millionaires? They're not the ones you see on reality TV or read about in glossy magazines. They don't necessarily live in upscale neighborhoods or drive the latest luxury cars. They don't wear designer clothes or spend their weekends on ritzy golf courses. In fact, they might be living right next door, leading lives that are far more ordinary than you'd ever imagine. It's a common misconception that millionaires are extravagant, that they're the big spenders, the high rollers. But Stanley and DANKO's research reveals a different story. They found that most millionaires are remarkably frugal. They're careful with their money. They live well below their means. They're more likely to buy a sturdy, reliable car than a flashy sports car. They're more likely to wear a practical, well-made suit than the latest high-end fashion. This scene sets the stage for a journey that will challenge your preconceived notions about wealth and the people who accumulate it. It's a journey that will take us beyond the myth of the millionaire lifestyle to the reality of the millionaire next door. So ready to meet the real millionaires? They might just be living next door. What if I told you, millionaires might be your neighbors, and you wouldn't even know? Yes, you heard it right. The first chapter of The Millionaire Next Door paints a rather surprising portrait of who a real millionaire is. The authors, Thomas J. Stanley and William D. DANKO, spent years studying the habits and lifestyles of millionaires, and what they found could change your perception of wealth entirely. Think about the image that pops into your mind when you hear the word millionaire. Is it a person with a flashy lifestyle, driving a fancy car, living in a mansion, and wearing designer clothes? If so, you're not alone. Many of us have this stereotypical image deeply ingrained in our minds, but the reality is quite different. The book reveals that most millionaires are actually self-made individuals. They didn't inherit their wealth, nor did they win the lottery. Instead, they built their fortunes by working hard, making smart decisions, and most importantly, living below their means. Yes, this might be a shocking revelation, but most millionaires are frugal. They don't spend their money on expensive cars or luxury watches. Instead, they save and invest wisely. They prioritize financial independence over material possessions. So, what does this mean for you? Well, if you aspire to become a millionaire, you might need to reassess your spending habits and lifestyle choices. Perhaps it's time to adopt a more minimalist lifestyle, to focus on saving and investing rather than splurging on the latest gadgets. The millionaire next door is not the person you might expect. They're not necessarily the ones living in the ritziest neighborhoods or driving the most expensive cars. They could be your neighbor who drives a decade-old car, shops at the local grocery store, and lives in a modest home. They could be the unassuming guy running a small business or the lady clipping coupons. So, the millionaire next door could be that unassuming guy running a small business or the lady clipping coupons. Ever wondered what makes a millionaire? It's not just about the money. It's about the mindset. The millionaire mindset, to be precise, as described by Thomas J. Stanley and William D. DANKO in their book, The Millionaire Next Door. So, let's delve into what this mindset entails. Firstly, millionaires have a different perspective on money. They view it as a tool, not a goal. Money is a means to an end, a resource to be managed and invested wisely. Instead of splurging on extravagant luxuries, millionaires focus on accumulating wealth for long-term security and financial independence. This leads us to savings. Millionaires understand the power of compounded growth and the significance of saving early and consistently. They are not swayed by immediate gratification. Instead, they prioritize future financial stability and make sacrifices today for a comfortable tomorrow. They are the tortoises in the race, slow and steady, but always winning in the end. Next comes investments. Millionaires are calculated risk takers. They don't gamble their money away but invest it in opportunities that promise a good return. They understand the markets, stay informed, and make decisions based on careful analysis and not emotions. They diversify their portfolios, spreading their investments across various sectors to mitigate risk. Lastly, spending. Contrary to popular belief, millionaires are not flashy spenders. They live within their means, often below their means, and avoid unnecessary debt. They opt for quality over quantity, value over price. They are cautious consumers, always questioning the worth and utility of what they buy. It's not about being stingy, but about being smart with money. So it's clear that millionaires think differently about money. They have a disciplined approach to managing their finances, which is a byproduct of their millionaire mindset. And it's this mindset, more than the money itself, that makes them millionaires. Yes, millionaires are made, not born. And their secret weapon? A disciplined mindset. Do you think millionaires live in luxury? Think again. Now let's delve into the reality of the millionaire lifestyle, which is often quite different from what many imagine. The perception of millionaires often conjures images of ostentatious mansions, luxury cars, and designer wardrobes. However, the truth is that many millionaires live surprisingly frugal lives. Their focus is not on outward displays of wealth, but rather on financial independence and security. You see, most millionaires understand that true wealth is not about material possessions. It's about having the freedom and security that comes from financial stability. It's about having the ability to make choices, to support causes they believe in, and to ensure a comfortable future for themselves and their families. Contrary to popular belief, many millionaires avoid ostentatious displays of wealth. They recognize that buying a luxury car or a large house not only drains financial resources but also increases ongoing costs, like insurance, maintenance, and taxes. Instead, they opt for modest, functional homes and vehicles that serve their needs without draining their wallets. Frugality is another hallmark of the millionaire lifestyle. Millionaires understand the value of money, not just its purchasing power. They are careful with their spending, making sure that their money goes towards things that truly add value to their lives. They avoid unnecessary expenses and prioritize saving and investing. Additionally, millionaires tend to choose financial security over social status. They understand that true wealth is not determined by what others think of them, but by their financial well-being. They don't feel the need to keep up with the Joneses. Instead, they focus on growing their wealth and securing their financial future. So, the next time you see a luxury car, don't assume it belongs to a millionaire. Real millionaires understand that wealth is about more than material possessions. It's about financial freedom, security, and the ability to live life on their own terms. Want to know how millionaires manage their money? Well, you might be surprised to learn that they aren't necessarily splurging on the fancy cars or designer brands. In fact, their financial habits are often characterized by frugality, smart investing, and a relentless focus on financial independence. Let's start with investing. Millionaires don't just accumulate wealth, they grow it. They understand that their money should work for them. And how do they make it work? Through smart, calculated investments. They tend to invest in assets that have the potential to appreciate over time, such as real estate, stocks, and businesses. They're not afraid to take calculated risks, and they understand that patience is key in the world of investing. Next, let's talk about frugality. You might picture millionaires as big spenders, but that's often far from the truth. Many millionaires live well below their means. They prioritize saving and investing over extravagant spending. They don't buy the latest gadgets just because they can. They focus on needs over wants, and they're not swayed by societal pressures to display wealth. And that brings us to the final point: financial independence. Millionaires value the freedom that comes with financial independence more than material possessions. They understand that true wealth is not about the accumulation of things, but about the freedom to live life on their own terms. They strive to build a solid financial foundation that allows them to make choices based on what truly matters to them, rather than on financial constraints. So what can we learn from these millionaire money habits? It's not about how much money you earn, but how you manage it. It's about making smart financial decisions that align with your long-term goals. It's about living within your means and investing in your future. Remember, millionaires are not big spenders. They are smart money managers. So, if you want to build wealth, consider adopting these millionaire money habits. They might just be your ticket to financial freedom. Ready to become a millionaire? Here's your blueprint. The journey to financial independence, as outlined in The Millionaire Next Door, begins with a surprising yet simple truth: live below your means. It's not about the size of your paycheck, but rather how you manage what you earn. The wealthy didn't reach their status by living extravagantly. Instead, they often live in modest homes, drive used cars, and avoid luxury items. They understand that every dollar spent today is a dollar that isn't being invested for the future. Avoiding debt is another crucial pillar in this millionaire blueprint. It's not uncommon to see people with high incomes yet drowning in debt. But the truly wealthy understand that debt is a tool to be used sparingly, and only when it provides a return on investment. They avoid consumer debt like the plague, knowing that it's the fastest way to erode their wealth. Investing wisely is the third key step in the blueprint. The wealthy are not gamblers, they are strategic investors. They understand the power of compound interest and the importance of diversification. They invest in assets that appreciate over time, like stocks, bonds, and real estate. They stay informed and make informed decisions, rather than chasing quick profits or falling for the latest investment fads. The final piece of this blueprint is prioritizing financial independence. The wealthy value their freedom above all else. They don't want to be tied to a job or a lifestyle that they can't afford. They strive for a life where they can make choices based on their desires, not their debts. This mindset empowers them to take risks, start businesses, and invest in themselves. So, what's the secret to becoming a millionaire? It's not about earning more, but about spending less, avoiding debt, investing wisely, and prioritizing your financial independence. It's about making smart choices, day in and day out, that build wealth over time. Becoming a millionaire is not about earning more, but about spending less and investing wisely. So, do you still think millionaires live a flashy lifestyle? Well, The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley and William D. DANKO has certainly given us a lot to ponder over. It's fascinating, isn't it? The way the book dispels myths and paints a surprising portrait of who millionaires really are. They're not the celebrities or the flashy business tycoons we often picture. More often than not, they're the unassuming folks living right next door. They're the self-made individuals who've built their wealth over time, not by flashing it, but by being frugal, investing wisely, and living well below their means. Stanley and Danko's research tells us that most millionaires are first-generation rich. They didn't inherit their wealth, they built it. They're entrepreneurs, business owners, and professionals who've worked their way to the top. They've prioritized financial independence over material possessions, choosing to save and invest rather than splurge on luxury items. The book also brings to light the millionaire mindset. It's not just about having a lot of money, it's about how you manage it. Millionaires understand the value of a dollar. They're budget conscious and aren't afraid to get their hands dirty. They're not interested in keeping up with the Joneses, they're interested in growing their wealth. The millionaire lifestyle, as depicted in the book, is not about grandeur, but about simplicity. Millionaires prefer quality over quantity. They're not interested in the latest designer trends or the most expensive cars. They're more likely to be found driving a modest car and living in a middle-class neighborhood. They know that wealth is not about outward appearances, but about financial security and independence. The book further delves into the money habits of millionaires. They're not big spenders, but big savers. They invest wisely and they plan for the future. They understand the importance of financial planning and are disciplined in their approach to money. In essence, The Millionaire Next Door provides us with a blueprint to wealth. It's not about earning a high income, it's about how you manage that income. It's about saving more than you spend, investing wisely, and living a frugal lifestyle. It's about prioritizing financial independence over material possessions. It's a refreshing and eye-opening perspective, isn't it? It goes to show that wealth is not just about the money you make, but the money you keep. It's not about the flash and the glitz, it's about financial security and independence. So the next time you think of a millionaire, think of the millionaire next door. They might not live the life you imagined, but they sure do live the life they want. Thank you for watching Unveiling Wealth, a deep dive into the millionaire next door. We hope this video has given you a fresh perspective on wealth and the millionaire mindset. Now, we want to hear from you. What did you think of this video? Do you agree with the concepts presented in The Millionaire Next Door? Or do you have a different perspective? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you found this video informative and helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Your likes help us understand what content you find most valuable, and it also helps other viewers discover this video. And if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know when we post new content. Remember, your engagement helps us create more content like this. So, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. We look forward to hearing your thoughts and continuing this conversation in the comment section. Until next time, remember, wealth isn't about flash and glitz, it's about financial security and